Don't want to go for Cal's 2012 team.
No, I think that can stay in 2012, can't it? I think Luke Shaw this season has been pretty hot and cold. I'm going to be really honest with you. Welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled, brought to you by Betfred. Today we're doing something a little different. It's the international break, so we're going to be talking England and who makes our starting 11 for the World Cup. I've got a fantastic panel with me today. I've got Gab, I've got Cal and Connor, and we're going to be diving through each position and which player we think makes the final cut. Starting in goal, I think this is a simple one.
Yep.
Cal.
I hope so. Pickford.
Gab,
That it?
Yeah, he's been unbelievable this season, hasn't he? World-class saves. I think we've been very lucky to have Jordan Pickford over the years. Always turns up, not only for club but country, every single time. So, yeah, starts for me in that.
Fantastic. That was a simple one. I'm going to go Jordan Pickford as well. Yep. So moving on to right back, I think we're going to go 4-2-3-1. I think I'm going to select the system and the shape, so you guys got to pick within that. Okay. Starting at right back.
Yeah, Reece James. I think he's the best right back in Europe. So
I think the only thing with Reece James is the injuries. Yeah. He's out again at the moment at time of recording, injured. Is that something that Thomas Tuchel should really consider when picking his starting right back for the World Cup?
I won't, because 3 of my back 4 have got injury concerns, I think. But if they're there and they're fit, Reece James, I think, is best right back in the world. So if he's there and he's available, you pick your best one.
Gab?
Well, I think the right back situation for England, it probably isn't the same as it was 3 or 4 years ago. So I think that probably plays a consideration as well. But I think if he's fit, he plays. Simple as that for me.
I would love to see someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold get back to form and play for the England side, but I don't think he's going to make the mark. So yeah, I think Reece James is number one by a country mile. Moving on to centre-back, I think centre-back's quite an interesting one in terms of there's a few players that could play here. I've seen some from over this side of the table with experience, and I think we've gone with a little bit more pace, a bit more commanding ability.
Modern, intelligent thought is what you're trying to say.
I like this. Yeah, I like this. Go shoot with the centre.
I already know who you're going with. But I'm going to go with Gahey and Konsa.
Yeah.
They're going to be my 2. Pace, I think intelligence, read the game exceptionally well. Both have had good seasons as well.
I think one of the only concerns with that pairing maybe is who is the aggressive player out of that back line. Because, you want that partnership of one being maybe cover, one being a stopper.
Yeah.
You kind of got 2 cover players. I don't think that's too bad for Thomas Tuchel's system and setup. Probably will build with a 3. But you two have gone different.
Well, have we got many stoppers in terms of England centre-half?
Harry Maguire's probably the only one, but I would rather see have the pace and the quality on the cover of Gahey and Konsa. But John Stones.
No.
Every day. What do you mean no? Every single day. I don't think he's the best anymore. I think Gahey is now that man. But if we're trying to play a certain way, if you want to play half and back, if you want to have your best at doing that, John Stones, a midfielder, sat at centre half. I'm having him every day. Him and Gahey.
I think the concern with John Stones is injuries again. Can he find his form? Because Manchester City have been really inconsistent, won the League Cup recently, but they've been hot and cold. He's not played a lot this season. Is that not a massive concern to bring him to the starting 11?
Possibly. I think centre-half is an area where we probably need some consistency. I think it's tough with international football because you can't recruit the best players. You've got to kind of go with what you've got, and I think that's a tricky area for England, isn't it?
I think with the last few competitions that we've done quite well in, defence has never been an issue, ever. So I'd go with what's proven, apart from Maguire. And shove him out for Gahey.
Crazy. So moving forward to left back, there's another one that's a bit of an open one. Lewis Miles Skelly, or alternatively Nico O'Reilly.
Luke Shaw.
Well, I think Nico O'Reilly was very impressive yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I think that ability to invert into midfield and that flexibility he can provide. And I think maybe in the absence of a natural playmaker for England, you could possibly argue having fullbacks like a Reece James, like a Nico O'Reilly, who are able to do that, I think will help us push a Declan Rice or whoever we have alongside him to maybe push on a bit and give us some control in different areas.
I like the O'Reilly shout, definitely within the squad. I think he's good, but I just think Lewis Miles Skelly has got such a level to him, and he's played this season, but he's not played too much. So when you're looking at a player that against Real Madrid, real top quality performer, but I quite like your suggestion in Lewis Hall because again, really hit some form.
I can't believe nobody said Lewis Hall. So he's been Newcastle's best player of the season, and you put in Luke Shaw in there,
tried and tested,
and John Stones. Getting knocked out.
This is for England.
immediately.
These lads have not even played that many games for the country anyway in friendlies.
Or the club.
You're gonna the US, right? England World Cup, genuinely like favourites to win it. I want someone that's been there and been in this pressure environment before.
Right.
The defence that's done well.
Okay.
Has the defence ever been? Has the defence ever let us down?
Get rid of form. Get rid of form.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
forget
More than
form.
10 years.
Let's get
ago.
Bobby Moore in. In one of them ones. I'm gonna Luke Shaw at left back.
Lewis Hall. And I think my defence is very good there. Very good pace. A lot of athleticism.
It's got a lot I like about that.
Yeah.
The midfield, again, is a big, interesting point. I think Declan Rice, we don't even need to talk about him.
Yeah.
Number one,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
probably the best defensive midfielder in the world right now, or box-to-box midfielder, whatever you want to describe. Fantastic player. His partner, Elliot Anderson or Adam Wharton?
Anderson, 'cause Wharton, I think, is a very good midfielder, but I don't think Wharton can defend as well as Anderson. Once again, we mentioned athleticism again. I think last week, just from a personal standpoint, Leeds ran over Crystal Palace in the first game that we played against them. Palace then put Jefferson Lerma in replacement of Adam Wharton, and they look so much stronger in the midfield. And I just worry for England against some really physical, athletic midfields. Wharton been in there alongside Rice. I think Anderson's probably going to be playing at like a top 3 club next season as well, isn't he? So yeah, I'd go Anderson and Rice.
I've also got Anderson in alongside Rice, and again with the idea of having a bit of dynamism in there and allowing one of them to sometimes join up with the 4 in attack. I think that gives us some flexibility.
Cal?
Yeah, I've got Sam. I think you touched on it well, the physical side of it. I think Anderson's got a bit more about him, a bit stronger, a bit more presence. So I'd have him in as well.
Believe it. Adam Wharton every day of the week.
Really?
Controlling 6 that can play, that's what you want. Right, right-hand side I think is pretty much settled as well. Bukayo Saka. I don't think that's worth talking about.
It's not been good though.
No,
it's not been good recently.
But he's
Really
still, he's obviously the goals and assists haven't come this year.
Not a good
But he's
season.
still contributing to Arsenal, and the injuries have slowed him down a bit. But I think for England, Saka's been one of our most consistent performers for the last 2 to 3 years. So not having him in the 11, I think, would be insane. So I think he's starting on the right. Attacking midfield could go one of either way: Jude Bellingham or Morgan Rogers.
Rodgers, all day.
Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham. One's hot and cold for Aston Villa, and one's doing it for Real Madrid.
Hot and cold.
He is.
Numbers this year, he's been unbelievable, Rodgers. He's had a bit of a,
very good.
He's had a bit of a
Definitely
blip, but he's been unbelievable. And I'd like to see Bellingham's numbers in comparison to Rodgers.
I think with Bellingham, that he is, again, we keep talking about injuries, he's not had the cleanest season, really, and he's not at that form where he was scoring over 20 goals in La Liga. I think with Thomas Tuchel as well, I think there's something about Morgan Rogers that he likes.
Yeah.
Unai Emery likes him as well from a tactical perspective off the ball, but also from a defensive perspective. Also the relationship with Kane dropping off, Rogers becoming the 9, I quite like the idea there. I think that's a flip of a coin. I think that could be situational, depending on game.
Would you not be a little bit more worried with Bellingham in terms of like chance creation? Because I still look at like a Palmer, I still look at a Rodgers, and I think they're a little bit more X factor from that midfield. I think with Bellingham, you'd have maybe a tendency to go to a flat midfield 3 as opposed to an attacking midfield.
I don't think that's a bad option though as well to have, right? You've got both those players within the squad. Rogers could play wide left as well. So I think that's a good thing. And obviously Palmer is a perfect player to bring on, or even to start certain games if you want a Crater in there. That's an interesting one, number 10. But we'll move on to the left wing, because again, Anthony Gordon, Marcus Rashford.
I think we're quite weak out wide. Both of them, and I'd include Saka in that as well. They've not exactly lit it up, have they, any of them, really? But I've gone Gordon as well. Mainly because of lack of them, if anything. I would have liked to have seen us maybe try getting more at 10s in there, because it's like Rodgers and Jude and Palmer. If we could have found a way to get them all on page, rather than forcing wingers in that aren't really that cracking a minute.
But I think with someone like Marcus Rashford, what he does give at international level is that pace and that trickery 1v1. And international football is slightly different club football in that sense of, if you've got a player that's that explosive, that's that good, I would get him in the team just because you've got something that can break one of those low blocks. England play so many teams that are going to sit deep. Having a Marcus Rashford that's got a bit of pace, got a bit of skill about him.
Yeah.
And also the link with Harry Kane, which is a big part.
Yeah.
I've also found Harry Kane at international tournaments can be a little bit languid at times. I don't know if gents would agree with that. And I think having someone who can run in beyond him, I think might bring the best out of him.
I think the big thing with Harry Kane this season, I think he's playing his best football he's ever played. I think he looks the best in terms of his nick. I think he, the way that he's controlling games, dropping deep in midfield for Bayern Munich, but then it could break the Bundesliga record for most goals in a single season. I think this is the best Harry Kane. I think we're quite lucky that we're going into the World Cup, because previous tournaments he's flattered to deceive for England.
Yes, yeah. I think as well, when you look at Rashford, I've got Rashford on the left as well. I think what I worry about with Gordon is almost like Eddie Howe, because he's been trying to force him into that number 9 for the past however many, weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, and Voltemade has been in centre midfield, hasn't he? So, I just wonder if Rashford's your out-and-out left winger really there. So I'll go with him.
Okay.
Is there an argument about where I've got Harry Kane up top, but I suppose I'm wondering, is there an argument about other strikers?
No.
No.
No chance. Probably the best in the world. I don't think any other strikers. I think you're struggling to pick a backup for him, really.
Yeah, I suppose I sometimes feel like in international tournaments, I'd love to have someone who's really aggressive against the ball and can get after.
It's probably Watkins, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not been good.
Yeah.
Or even Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
Season of his life, 12 goals in the Premier League at the time of recording. He's playing some great football.
He's
That
doing
guy
very well.
Would be different. Again, it's the experience, I think, that could help England at certain points. I'd love, like a Tony, but I just don't think you could pick him at the moment based on where he plays football for that competitive edge. But in terms of our England team, should we go through it? I think we're going to pick your back four, Connor. I like that.
Nice
so that is Jordan Pickford, James Gurhey, Konsa, and Lewis Hall.
Don't want to go for Cal's 2012 team.
No, I think the 20 that can stay in 2012, can't it? I think Luke Shaw this season has been pretty hot and cold. I'm going to be really honest with you. Into midfield, unfortunately, Adam Wharton doesn't make it, so we're going to go with Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice, and then a 3 behind Harry Kane of Bukayo Saka, Morgan Rogers, and Marcus Rashford.
So my team, basically.
But they've been our thoughts. Let us know in the comments below your England starting 11. Is it going to be Morgan Rogers or Jude Bellingham at number 10, and who plays on the left wing?